Welcome to the Dray Way. I am glad you're here. I got a good show for you today. I'm Drayton Nay. I'm your host. The Dray Way takes place every single day. You could be checking this out every single day. And why wouldn't you want to? I mean, we have a lot of fun here. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm glad you're here. I'll stop talking. Let's get a great show started. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. What do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about layoffs. I want to talk about layoffs because already in 2025, you're talking about just in the tech industry, 100,000 layoffs already. And now with AI exploding, and I know a lot of you don't even like talking about AI because you don't really understand it, but AI has taken over tech jobs like this. It's happening fast. But layoffs are not just happening in the tech industry. What's going to start, the whole south of the United States is in a real estate jam. It's in a real estate jam because prices ballooned, and now when balloons go up, balloons come down. And that's what's going on all along the south. And while up in the north, in northern parts of New Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania and Ohio and stuff like that, real estate in many areas is still going up. But what is going to be affecting the whole country is not just what's happening in the South with real estate, but what's happening in the North with manufacturing and jobs. Because I don't know if you've noticed it, but cars aren't selling. Houses aren't selling. People don't have that kind of money. They just don't have it. So how is that going to affect people up north? They do a lot of the auto manufacturing up in Ohio and Michigan. And yeah, it's going to really affect those areas. So what we're starting to see now is slowly but surely, and this hasn't been the case for years, but you're starting to see some erosion in the job market. Ask anyone that's been fired or laid off recently, how easy is it to get another job? And they'll tell you next to impossible. People are not just hiring for quality jobs like that. Sometimes the interview process can take months and months and months and months. And who has that much time to wait? But if you're starting to really look at the numbers, if you're starting to really look at the layoffs that are taking place, because it's not a massive, you're not seeing 150,000 people in 1 week or something like that, but you're seeing 1,500 here, 800 there, 2,500 here, 1,000 there. And it's just starting to pile up and add up because all of those, they're families. Those are people that have mortgages. Those are people that live near restaurants and stuff where they depend on that business, and now they don't have it. So I think the big news from this point on, from the middle of June till the end of the year, is we have to watch the layoffs, because every single week I am noticing more and more layoffs. And this is where you start to sit there and think, wait a minute, if people are getting laid off and spending is down, and as we all know, prices are still going up, and prices are going to keep going up. There is a little what do they call it? Where a bunch of people, a bunch of small business, flea market. Couldn't think of flea market to save my life. But there's a huge flea market that takes place here in Las Vegas. And I mean, it's huge. Hundreds of businesses, people packed, parking out there's no one there. They have to call it off because they're worried about ICE agents. So here is a flea market that normally has hundreds of businesses and thousands of people 0 people showed up. No one will come because they're worried about ICE. So how damaging is that to the community? How damaging is that to small business? And that's going on all over the country, not just here in Las Vegas. That's going on all over the country. People afraid to get together and gather and do business and stuff like that. Who is that harming? That is harming so many families. So many small businesses are getting damaged because of this ridiculous regime policy and going after people in the streets. I never, as an American, I never thought I'd see this. I never thought I'd see where people got to run and hide, and here they are trying to do it. Here they are building homes, and they line them up, and now they're going to throw them in a car and take them wherever. They act like these people aren't people, and it's beyond sad. But now it's starting to have a huge effect. You're starting to see the damaging, like I just said the other day, Texas farms just had to close. They just had to close, and all the vegetables and stuff in the fields. Oh, well, I guess we can't get the lettuce. I guess we can't get the produce. We just can't get it because we have no workers. Yeah. Layoffs are going to be a big problem the rest of the year, and we're going to be talking about it a lot on this show. If you've been laid off or you know someone who has, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. But it's going to be a big problem, folks. It's going to be a big problem. And unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about it all year. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming right up. Now what do? We just bombed Iran, and bombed unsuccessfully, apparently. Apparently, we didn't even do it that well. Reports are that, some damage was done, but they weren't obliterated like we were told. They weren't put out of commission and completely obliterated. Yeah, that was all nonsense. Yeah, that was all. And that's we got to come to grips that we have a bunch of knuckleheads. We have a bunch of people, and this is why it matters. It matters that you have people that know what they're doing in charge. And we don't have that right now. We got a bunch of knuckleheads that have no. Can Donald Trump pick up the phone and ask Pete Hegseth anything other than the time of day? Would you feel comfortable picking up the phone and asking Pete Hegseth, the guy that a few months ago was a drunk anchor over at Fox News, what on earth would you call him about with this interaction with Iran? What would you ask him? And for what reason? This is why it matters. This is why you don't put a game show host in as president of the United States. They don't have any experience in this area. In world affairs, yeah, Donald Trump has no business being involved in national affairs. None. The guy just can't keep his mouth shut and says really stupid shit all the time. All the time. So how on earth are you supposed to, and if you're another country, do you even call America and want to talk to Donald Trump? Talk to Trump about what? What are you going to talk to him about? Because everybody knows Donald Trump already knows everything. All you got to do is ask him. He knows everything. And he knows everything about everything better than everyone. And he says it out loud too. But everybody, and I mean everybody in the room knows he's a complete idiot. Everybody. So how do you think even Iran is thinking about playing this whole thing out? Even Iran's going to be like, how do we play this against an idiot? An 80-year-old idiot. Not only is he dumb, but he's old too. So we have a dumb old president. And this is what the mighty United States has done to itself. The mighty USA has put itself in jeopardy because we decided to put a game show host, a failed businessman that couldn't run a water company. Yeah, we decided to put him in charge of the entire country at 80 years old. I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. But if you're not scared, you should be. You should be. Because he has no idea of the damage that's being done to our economy right now. I mean, who wants to go out and spend a lot of money right now in these type of times when things are so up in the air? What company wants to make a huge investment right now? And that's the thing that you have to think about. People don't want to spend and companies don't want to invest because things are so uncertain. And there's nothing worse for business in the United States, nothing worse than just inconsistency and not knowing what's coming next. If businesses know what's coming, they can plan. But with Donald Trump, who knows what's coming next? Your guess is as good as mine. And that's why things are going to be so difficult for the next 6 to 12 months, because there's just going to be nothing but uncertainty. And with uncertainty comes poor business decisions. And with poor business decisions, that means that a lot of people just aren't going to make any decisions. So no spending. And our economy is based on spending. That's mostly our economy is spending. And it's just not happening now. People aren't buying houses. People aren't buying cars. People aren't buying furniture. People aren't buying. And they're not buying because Donald Trump has no idea what he's doing and has put the United States in jeopardy. Congratulations, Trump. You have the whole nation scared. And for those of you that voted for him, shame on you. Let me know what you think in the comments. You guys are always best in the comments. In case you guys haven't figured it out, I got an amazing audience. And we're almost at 40,000. So hit the subscribe button. Come join us. We do this every single day. Hit the subscribe button. Don't go anywhere. I have a final thought. Part 3 coming up. From time to time on this show, I talk about fitness. I talk about getting fit. I talk about my journey in getting fit and losing weight and walking and walking and walking and walking and just the food prep that is necessary. Because, you can exercise all day, every day, but if you're not eating right, it doesn't matter. It's all about calories in and energy out. And if you're not putting out more energy than you are calories, you're just going to put on weight. And that's why it's so important to really be under portion control. And I do something that's worked really well for me now, is that I like to prep my meals. I like to prep the things I'm going to snack on. That way I'm not just reaching for a bag or reaching for a box of crackers or something. I go into the refrigerator and there's my watermelon, or there's my melon, or there's my vegetables, and I can throw it in the microwave, or I can just grab the watermelon and eat it right now. It's about preparation. And it's made a huge difference in every part of my life. The energy that I have, my ability to sleep, it's made everything so much better. And I keep telling people, and some of you have told me about your walking journey. The walking is just the best. The more I walk, the better I feel. 10,000 steps, 15,000 steps. Every once in a while I get in 20,000 steps. It's not 20,000 steps is not easy. It's not easy. And it takes a lot of time that I just don't have right now. But I'm putting in 10 to 12,000 steps every day. And I can tell you right now, the difference in how I feel, the difference in now just the way my clothes fit, just the way I feel about myself, nothing better. So that's why I encourage all of you out there. It's summertime. Start a walking program. Start walking. I cannot tell you how wonderful you feel after you start doing it. Prep your meals. I know, but you guys have no idea how convenient it is just to open the refrigerator door and grab something and it's available to you. A nice quick snack. I love melon. Melon, the orange melon. Oh my gosh, I can eat that all day, every day. And I pretty much do. And now I'm starting to take watermelon and make watermelon juice. I mean, I don't know why more people don't make watermelon juice, but watermelon juice is the absolute best. If you've never made it, I strongly suggest you do it. It's fantastic for you. It's as refreshing as you can imagine. If you've never had watermelon juice, let me know. Let me know if you've never had it. And if you have had it, why would you stop having something so great? Because watermelon juice is just one of those true pleasures. So anyway, thanks for joining me today on the Dray Way. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Make it a great day and hit the subscribe button on the way out. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully right here on the Dray Way. Have a good day, everybody.